Sae she's a bomb.
I agree.
Okay, so guys, we're basically gonna be talking about how Sae was so overrated in Blue Lock season 1 and season 2. Now basically Sae is like Rennie Toshi's older brother, right? And like I personally think he's extremely overrated, right?
Yeah, honestly, I can completely agree with that. Especially in season 2. Like, to be honest, in season 1, most of the time we are just learning about like the relationship between Sai and Rain, right? But in season 2, we actually got to see them properly play together. And like, to be honest, even though like Sai was basically like the main player in the entire match, like he didn't really do that much, and like he never really tried. But like I do remember at some point, like in the closing stages, he did really want to fight. Like he started trying, and like he really didn't do much of a good job. And like low key, because of that, like he's just overrated as hell. Like, yes, he is quote unquote better than Rain and stuff like that. But like that's just what the story says. But when you actually think about how he played in the Japan U20 match, he didn't really do that well, to be honest.
Like I know that he was like holding back half of the time, right? But like knowing that like he's Ren's brother, I expected like crazy things. He did dribble a bunch of players, and you know his passes are insane, especially to like Shido and stuff. But like he didn't score one goal, right? Now it may sound like we're just kind of like ranting off about how he didn't play well, but like even if you like look at the manga, I feel like Sae still hasn't proven that he's Japan's prodigy, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
Like you know him and Rin both are amazing players, and like I can see that Sae is better than Rin, not just dribbling, but like I haven't seen Sae shoot like once in the series. I don't think any of us has seen that before, so I don't think it can be fair to say Sae is a better shooter. Maybe he is a better midfielder and passer, but like compared to Rin, Shido and other stuff, he doesn't. He does look like a great player, but he doesn't look like he's an amazing player.
Yeah. To be honest, like all that made him different compared to the rest of the U20s was his ego. Like he was more nonchalant than most of them, and like he didn't really care about anyone else except for like Shido. Cause like Shido was like Sai Junior, and like yeah, bruh.
Kind of like yin and yang, cause like Shido
Yeah, for
was
real,
really
bruh.
like hyper and stuff, and then Sa was kind of there like just being low key and stuff. Kind of like
Yeah.
how Isagi isn't really like excited and hyper like Shido, but like at the same time, him and Ren kinda act like Sai and Shido in a way, you know, except
Yeah,
with the
for real.
explosions and other stuff which Shido and Sai did in that match.
Yeah.
But I feel
But
like
on yeah. Yeah, you
Sai,
can go.
right? Sai with Shido, they almost like I feel like they actually could like they could do like a 2v6 versus the Blue Lock U20. Like I'm talking about
Yeah.
like Isagi, Ren, Bachida. I feel like they could honestly win a proper 2v5 or
Yeah.
2v6.
And even in Blue Lock, the story as a whole, like even the characters in the story, like they just glaze side to like too much, bro. Like he really isn't that good of a player, man. Just like, and I understand, like you said that they could probably do a 2v6 because like him and like Shido, they're basically like basically Sai is like the main guy, and Shido is like his best boy, like that. Those two guys that just have 99 chemistry.
Tight.
But to be honest, at the same time, we haven't really seen Sai at his best form yet. Like we've only made it up to Blue Lock season 2, to be honest. And like yes, like I said earlier, he wasn't trying in the match, but still he's overrated as hell. So I think we just need to give it some more time to we just need to wait for season 3 so we could fully confirm if he's overrated. But so far it really does look like he's overrated, but we just need to give it some more time so we could completely agree that he's overrated.
Like there's a lot of hope for like season 3, right? Because like season 3 is gonna be like adapting like Hokaiza and stuff, right? And it like gets a lot of people hype, but like at the same time, where is Sai? Like I get that it's
Yeah,
the
for
NLA
real.
arc where we see Kaiser, Leo, Noah, and other people, But like I feel like Sai should have been included because we would get to like see more character development and see him maybe
Yeah.
like verse Rain like in another match. Because like I feel like it isn't fair to say, hey, Sai is objectively better than Rain. You know what I mean? Because like when Sai was
Mm-hmm.
in that like destroyer mode, he kinda did beat Sai, and like we don't know if that was like him getting lucky or him actually just beating Sai's 3 top, right? So I feel like it would be great for season 3 to do like another matchup between them. Like even though in the manga
Yeah.
it isn't there, I really do
Like
hope that
like
it
a
happens.
tiebreaker or something.
Yes, exactly. Like you said on the score.
Yeah.
Because right now, Ren obviously beats him once. Maybe if the enemy does maybe adapt him and Sai interacting in some sort of way, maybe Sai really does show that he's the kind of like, better, older, stronger, just player overall.
Yeah.
Like in the,
To be
yeah.
yeah. To be honest, I think that like Rin does have the potential to be better than Sai in many ways. Like in the Japan U20 match, I'm gonna be honest, he was very focused on his emotions and like beating his brother, and like that sort of brought him down. Cause like let's just be like let's just use common sense over
Uh huh.
here. Like in football, if you're composed, you're gonna be good because like your body just does whatever. And yes, Rin did reach the flow at some point, but I don't think it was a proper flow because like he just kept thinking of beating his brother. He wasn't focused on the game. Like he was only focused on beating his brother, and that's what avoided him from reaching his proper full form. Like, bro, that time when he was sticking out his tongue and his eyes were black,
Mm-hmm.
that's where it really like reached its highest point, where he was like focused on his emotions rather than the game. And that's low-key why I say that he has the potential to be better than Sai if he can become more composed in matches like that.
But like remember, right? You know how like the blue lock players have like that true ego type. So like with Bachira with his monster mode,
Yeah.
that's like a great Bachira with his monster mode, and who else? Like the greatest example is like when Barrow kind of maybe like when Barrow was shooting in the U20 match, right? How like
Yeah.
focused he was to like steal that goal. That and when Bachida is in his monster mode are like examples of like that true ego, right? And like
Yeah.
I think Rain he's a restrictive like type player, meaning that like his emotions like can like make him a way better player. But I do think if Sai had destroyer mode, not Sai, if Ren had his destroyer mode while being composed, he would be way better as a player.
Yeah, for real. And maybe if he was like that, Sai would actually try. But like literally, bro. Ex- I don't even know what to say, man. But to also reach the flow state to like if Rin became a threat, maybe that's where we could properly get to the rating part and finalize things.
Uh like okay, look, right in the U20 match, when I think Ren got extremely jealous, right? When Sai was feeding Shido like insane passes, we just kept on
True.
getting inside the net, right? And I think when I saw that for the first time, I was realizing, wow, Sai is an amazing passer. Even the commentary was glazing Sai's passes, the Japan's prodigy, everything. And I was like, wow, this is Sai Itoshi, the older brother of Ren. But then, like, as soon as like the match, went towards the end, it kept on like hitting me at the back of my head. I'm like, wait a minute, why is he not doing as much? I thought he would go insane. He did go insane, but I expected more. Shido went insane. Like the fact that Shido immediately caught up to Sai's level when it came to getting those passes. It kind of makes me feel like Shido is an amazing player, but in the manga, he's not really. He doesn't get better, right? He stays at like the
Yeah.
same level. It's like he's still evolving. Bachira is evolving. Shido is just there. You know what I mean? his
Yeah, for
goals
you.
his goals are still better than even pro players, even professionals in the NLA arc. But then at the same time, that like he's still not changing as a player, right? But like the fact that
Yeah.
he can make Sai make those passes just means, like, to me, just means that Sai's passes are great, but I feel like they're not as insane as the commentary and the manga says they are, right? Cause like
Yeah, for you.
I get that he's an amazing midfielder in Japan, but like when he went to other countries and stuff, in the Bacha, right? when he went to Bacha overseas and stuff, he did kind of
Mm.
get crashed over there, and he came back depressed. Cause like he used to be way happier, way more
Yeah,
excited,
for real.
and then like he just comes here talking trash to his brother, just saying I don't need you as a brother anymore. Like that's crazy. The switch up is massive.
For real. To be honest, that's really where the plot was. Like maybe if Sai just stayed as that like chill brother, the one that was always happy and stuff, like him and Rin would have probably been able to reach their full forms together as brothers and become the best players in the world. But honestly, Sai just ruined it for both of them, because like he didn't really manage to become the best striker, and he decided to just become a midfielder. And Rain, he kept following that original path that they had to become a striker, and like that's what ruined things for both of them, to be honest.
Like I think both of them, honestly, realistically, if both of them were like both happy and chill, and both of them were Sai was still an amazing passer and Rin was an amazing strike. Like if they did team up, I can see them becoming the best duo in Blue Lock in general, surpassing
Eh,
Isagi Kaiser, surpassing every type of duo.
for
Maybe I feel
real.
like, okay, this is gonna go into a little side rant, ne? But I think Nagi, okay, if Nagi and Barrow were in the same team, feeding each other passes, I really do think they could also be a really insane and strong duo, right? But like, I still
Yeah.
think if Rin and Sai were duos, they would still be the best duo in Blue Lock. Even with like Isagi and Kaiser having amazing striking ability and attacking power, I don't think that
Mm.
changes the fact that like Sai is dangerous. Like it doesn't matter where he is. I know this is us talking about him being overrated, but like if he was with Ren, they would be so dangerous, like insanely dangerous, right?
Not for real though.
But I still do think Sai is kind of a bum. Like personally, I still think he is overrated.
Yeah, but he actually is a bum though. Like he kept saying that like Japan is gonna lose and like they're gonna be mediocre at best. But just like imagine saying all of that just for you to turn out to be the losing guys, bro. Like that's what makes him a bum, and that's low key one of the things that ruins him as a player. Being cocky doesn't necessarily make you have an ego. Like having an ego, it's normally just about focusing on what you have to do, and not focusing on other guys. Because like yeah, that's like how you become successful, like overall in anything, in whatever you do, like business, sport, whatever, anything.
Yeah. And like I think guys, this is gonna be the end of the podcast for now, guys. Now basically I think y'all can tell with full confidence we do not really read the manga at all. Okay. We're going
Yeah,
off
for
of
real.
I'm going off of Blue Lock leaked chapters and the anime. Okay, like we both only watch the anime. Now if you're confused about the takes we had in this video, you should comment about it. We'll probably answer it. But I understand like we really do not read the manga at all. Thank you guys for watching the video, guys. We're gonna make another Blue Lock rant about other characters, especially Nagi and Bachira, because they're my goat. Thank you guys for
Yeah.
watching. Bye, guys.